Okay, let's try this again. Oh my Christ. You know, I get really frustrated with these Oculus headsets. Um, I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say that they're junk. But it gets really frustrating because both the Oculus Quest 2 using link cable as well as the Oculus Rift S presents their bit of problems. So once we get this thing fired up, I'll open up the chat again. Let's reset the view. And we will head back to Mount Panorama. So the problems with these headsets, with the Oculus Rift S, at any given moment, I could get the robotic voice. I can count on one hand how many times I've lost audio. That part, I'm scratching my head about that. But the robotic voice that you guys were talking about, that is no surprise to me. The Oculus Quest 2, which I am wearing right now, it seems like every time I plug it up to the PC to connect it to the link cable, it disconnects like 5 or 6 straight times before it finally stays connected. So that's one of the reasons it took me so long to get back on, because I had to go through that bull crap protocol of watching the Oculus Quest 2 disconnect 5 or 6 times before it'll stay connected. That is not an individual problem with my PC or my headset. My son has the same problems at home, and a lot of his friends have the same problem too. And he wants to be done with Oculus. He wants the deck of gear, and I've already got on a waiting list for the deck of gear. So I'm not going to get a deck of gear, but we'll see what happens with my son when he gets one. And if there's no problems with it, I will be switching headsets. So I had about as much of this as I can take. So that being said, I highly doubt that Oculus is going to offer me a position as an ambassador. All right, let's pop this chat out. We'll get going. Oh boy. I think we'll go with the YouTube studio and do it that way. Because I was not having any problems with the chat. Normally it's the other way around. It says connection is poor, wouldn't you know it? Oops. Okay. Hopefully the chat will still work. I'm going to close this window and see what happens. All right, let's do a couple of laps. Another thing that I'll say about this Fanatec setup was the ease of use. After watching videos, I knew that I had to download drivers for all the components for the wheelbase, the steering wheel, as well as the pedals. Once I got all those updated, when I went into ACC, it recognized everything. I didn't have to go through any kind of calibration process. It recognized it, and it was a plug and play. I was able to just jump right in and drive. So I did have to map a couple of buttons
Show them what you got.
so I can get them to my liking. Hopefully this shit isn't skittish, but I can kind of already see it. Yeah, this is bad. Boy, that force feedback, I tell you. Oh shit. This is absolutely horrible. And I'm supposed to be on the 3070.
Got some light damage on the front.
Yeah, I absolutely can't do this stream with all this skittish stuff. This, my God. Oh God. I swear sometimes when it comes to streaming, sometimes if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. I don't know. Oculus guys don't like me or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the stream down. This part, I might take this part down, but I'll probably leave the first half up because it pretty much explained how I felt about these Fanatec setup. I absolutely love it, and I think Fanatec, now with the CSL DD, they set the sim racing world on fire. There is a competitor as far as I'm concerned with the Sim Magic Alpha Mini. It cost, at least it started out costing $530 for 10 Newton meters of torque, and I think they bumped the price up to like $570, and then you got to throw in like another $100 for the quick release, which I'm sure you're going to end up needing, if not wanting. But the rest of their ecosystem costs an arm and a leg. Their steering wheel start at $400, and I think their pedals start at $650. So once you get done with that, you know, between the Alpha Mini, the steering wheel, and the pedals, you're going to shovel out a minimum of like $1,600. Whereas in the case of the Fanatec ecosystem, you know, their wheels start at $200. The pedals start at $80. The wheelbase with the CSL DD starts at $350. So as I said in the first half of this, for $1,400 I was able to get, even though my CSL DD isn't here yet, for $1,400 I was able to get 2 wheelbases, 2 sets of pedals, a racing wheel, a table clamp, and a Club Sport adapter for $1,400. If if I buy another wheel, I got two complete. I would spend $1,600 for two complete setups. So that's the affordability of Fanatec. So, you know, some people don't care for Fanatec. I don't know why. I think some people have complained that Fanatec makes it hard for you to go out of their ecosystem and use other parts, the competitors' brands on their products and vice versa. It is what it is, but I'm the type of person that I'd rather have everything come together, and I don't want to buy a Fanatec wheel, buy a different wheelbase, and then I got to go out and buy this adapter, or buy this converter, or use this third-party software and all this stuff. I just rather everything be in the same ecosystem. You know it's going to work. So with this entire thing being Fanatec from front to back, when I got all the drivers downloaded, it just like everything was plug and play. When I fired this game up, I didn't have to go into any kind of calibration settings. I was able to jump right in it and start driving. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and boogie out of here. I'm really sorry, folks, but I'm really frustrated with these Oculus headsets. I just can't, you know, in the case of what's going on right now, the Oculus Quest 2 with link cable puts a bigger strain on your PC than the native Rift S. And that was one of the reasons why I went back to the Rift S. But then you got the problem with the robotic voice, and then the sound went out. So this is really frustrating. And then I just mentioned with the Oculus Quest 2, you know, the headset will disconnect 5 or 6 times before it stays connected. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and boogie on out of here. I'm really, really sorry. Really frustrating. That's another part why I scaled back on the streaming. You know, COVID, my mother's death, and then this crap. You know, so I've kind of been scaling back on streaming. I don't know. So as far as headset goes, I am going to be keeping my eye on the competitors and see what they come up with, because this is really frustrating dealing with these, you know, with these headaches from the Oculus headset. And I think a lot of it is caused by Oculus coming out with way too many updates. To next week, they'll come out with some kind of feature that everybody will say is the hottest thing since sliced bread. 2 days later, everybody's forgotten about that feature. And so I think it causes a problem where it breaks the headset. The Rift S and the Quest 2, I think it breaks both of the headsets. And I don't think Oculus bothers to come around and fix it, because even if they did fix it, by the time they solve the problem, here comes the new update and new problems. So anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll get this thing figured out, and we'll get another stream going here sooner or later. So with that being said, I definitely give this CSL Elite Podium a huge thumbs up. I absolutely love it, and it makes me look forward to my CSL DD even more. With that, I am gone. You guys know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces.